Welcome to this video from Carl Albert State College's virtual campus. This is a tutorial of how to open and close tests or quizzes for one or more particular students at a time. So you'll notice that I'm inside my example course here. I'm going to go and find the test in question. You'll notice here that the test is no longer available. So this particular scenario is really great for tests that have already passed their due date or past the date that you want them to be available. And perhaps you have one or two students that have that need an extension or that need that were having problems of one sort or another, and you have agreed to give them another chance to take the test. So you don't want to open the test for all of the students to possibly retake it, or students that just didn't contact you and didn't take the test. You just want to open it for certain students that have contacted you and you would like to give them a chance to take the test. So what you do is go to edit the test options. Now, the first thing we're going to notice is that this link is available, but that it's also has display restrictions set on it. So this is, like I said, a situation where the due date or the date that you would like to have the test displayed till has already passed. And so please be aware that you need to keep all of these settings exactly the same because these settings apply to all students in the course. What we want to do is set up an exemption for one or more students. The way you do that is right below these date restrictions in the test availability exceptions. You can click on Add User or Group. So now we want to find the particular user or users that we would like to grant an exception to, and we can make the adjustments to those exceptions later. But so in this list, you'll see all the students in your class. Now, because this is an example course, there's just one test student in there. But go ahead and select the boxes next to the names of the students that you would like to grant exceptions to, and click Submit. Then you will see the names of the students listed here below, and here is where you can adjust the criteria for each student based on their particular situation. So here you can adjust whether or not you would like a student to be able to take the test more than once. And again, this is going to be applied just to the student, and it's going to override any settings that are up here, but it's going to override them only for this student. So super handy that way. So you can adjust the attempts. If there's a timer set on your test up here, normally, this is really great for any ADA situations. If you have your test set as a timer, then and you have a student that requires additional time for tests, this is the way you would do that as well. You grant them an exception. You can keep the settings the same, but you can set the timer for time and a half. So you can set it for 90 minutes instead of for 60 minutes. If you would like the test to auto submit when the time is up, you can select that here as well. And then here is where the availability is, which this is really, really helpful for students who have passed, like I said, have passed the due date and you would like to open the test just for them. So here, click on the availability and you'll have similar date open and close restrictions that you have up here. But again, leave these the same, and these dates are going to override those dates just for this particular student. So let's say we want to have it open after today, and we want to have it open just for a few days over the weekend so they can get caught up. Then you can click Save, and you'll see here that this particular student will be able to access this test during these dates. They have one attempt to do so, and they have 90 minutes to take the test. You can adjust these. You don't have to include a timer if you don't want to, if you want it to be exactly the same as the other students. All of this is flexible, and all of this inside of these lines here apply only to this student and override these settings up here. So no need to adjust your settings. All you have to do is adjust settings for each individual student. They can all be different if you need them to be. And if you would like to remove an exception, simply click on the box here, and that removes the entire exception, the entire student from the list. One final note: if you have a due date for your test, that's fine. You can leave that there, but make sure that usually when I set up tests, I check this box here, don't allow students to start the test if the due date has passed. That's just to sort of control access of the test from students if I have multiple modules open at the same time. But if you have this box checked, any exception that you have up here won't be able to take the test. This is the only thing that exceptions don't override. So if you would like students to take the test late, these particular students here, make sure that you uncheck this box. You can keep the due date if you want to, but uncheck this box so that the exception students are allowed to go in and take the test. And that's all you have to do. Click submit and you'll be on your way. Your students will be happy, and so will you. Thanks. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Sarah Brown, by email or phone at any time if I can help you with anything.